Letters of Swami Vivekananda, the new edition in 4 volumes.
Letter number 159, addressed to Swami Brahmananda. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Care of Mrs. Frances Bagley, 704 Washington Street, Annisquam, early September 1894. Pranadhikeshu, that is, dearer than my own life. By now, a lot of newspapers, etc., have piled up here. There is no need to send any more. Let the sensation go on within India now. Perhaps by this time you have returned to Calcutta. The footnote reads, in response to Swamiji's persistent calls, Swami Brahmananda left Vrindavan, where he had been immersed in intense tapasya, and returned to Alambazar Mutt to join Swamiji's mission. In his letter to Swami Akhandananda, postmarked July 1894, he quoted verbatim from Swamiji's letter written in the last week of May 1894. He wrote, Baburam, Sarat and I at present staying at the Mutt. Recently a letter has come from Naren. Naren has written, we must electrify society, electrify the world. Footnote ends. I received a letter from Tarakda some time ago and no news thereafter. The footnote reads, in the third week of June 1894, Swami Shivananda left Alambazar Mutt for Uttarkashi to perform tapasya. It is good that Kali is staying in Calcutta and printing newspapers, reports, etc. from there. The footnote reads, Swamiji's brother disciples, especially Swamis Abhedanand, Ramakrishnananda and Yogananda, worked untiringly for a couple of months to organize the great Calcutta meeting of 5th September 1894, which included pre-post newspaper reports, printing of brochures, proceedings, and the lectures that had been delivered in the meeting. The material were then published as booklets from the New Calcutta Press. The reports were also published in due course in American papers, which greatly pleased Swamiji. Footnote ends. But there is no need to send them here anymore. Continuous enthusiasm do not bear any fruit. However, with the help of this countrywide uproar, try to spread in all quarters. That is, try to start branch centers in various places, but not for mere empty noise. Join the Madras friends in organizing associations, etc. in various places. The newspaper that was to be started, what happened to that? We don't know what you think about running the newspaper. Now have very few people. For now, write letters, etc. and push it onto everyone's shoulder. Thereafter, it will roll on by itself. Do something heroic, Dada, that is brother. Even if we do not attain mukti, liberation, even if we go to hell a few times. Is this saying untrue? Manasi vachasi kaye punya piyusha purnaha tribhuvanam upakar shenibhihi priyamanaha paraguna paramanum parvati krutya kechit Nijarudhi vikasantah santi santah kiyantah. That is, there are saints who, full of holiness in thought, word and deed, please the whole world by their numerous beneficent acts, and who develop their own hearts by magnifying an atom of virtue in others to a mountain. What does it matter if you do not get mukti? What a childish prattle, Ram Ram. They say even the venom of a snake loses its power by firmly denying it. Is it not true? What queer humility is that? I know nothing. I am nothing. What sort of renunciation or humility is that, my dear? Off with such self-debasing spirit. If I do not know, then who on earth knows, you stupid? If you do not know, then what have you been doing all these years? All these are the words of an atheist. The humility of a hapless one. We can do everything and will do everything. He who is fortunate will join us roaring, and the hapless ones will cry mew mew like cats sitting on the corner. One Mahapurush, great soul, has written, why anymore? There has been enough blazoning. Now come back home. Rascal. I would have called you a man if you could get a place for us and called me home. I am now mature enough, having seen those things for the last 10 years. Empty words won't do anymore. Let him come with me who has courage in his mind and love in his heart. I want none else. By the grace of Mother, I am alone equal to 100,000 now, and will be equal to 2 million. I shall feel relieved once this task is accomplished. Bhai Rakhal, you please take the initiative to accomplish that. A place for Ma Thakurani, that is, Holy Mother Sri Sarda Devi. I have the money ready at hand, only you will have to make an all out effort to purchase a suitable land. It does not matter even if it costs rupees 3000 or rupees 4000 or up to rupees 5000. The house etc. at present would better be of clay thatching. Clay hut is far better than single story brick house. Buildings etc. may be constructed in due course. Consult with lawyers to decide how or in whose name the land is to be purchased so that it remains undisputed. There is no certainty about my going back to India. I shall have to move about there as I do here. But here I live in the company of scholars, and there I have to live among fools. This is the difference between heaven and hell. People of this country join together and work, while all our undertakings get shattered by so called renunciation, that is, laziness, jealousy, etc. At times, Harmohan writes me loaded letters, half of which I cannot decipher, and that is a blessing to me. For a major part of the news is this, that in the sweetmeat shop of so and such person was speaking ill of you, and that I, being unable to bear the same, had a quarrel with him, and so forth. Many thanks to him for defending me, but I cannot pay any heed to what some lowly fellows comment about me, because Swalpascha kalo bahavascha vignaha. This footnote reads, time is short, but the obstacles are many. This is from Uttar Gita 3.1 and also in Panchatantram, introductory verse 9. Footnote ends. Besides, he babbles too much about the money borrowed from Kedar Babu of Bagbazar. The footnote reads, around 1886-87, Swamiji had borrowed rupees 100 from Kedarnath Das of Bagbazar to pursue litigation related to his ancestral house, from which his mother and young brothers were evicted by his relatives. The money was supposed to be repaid by Upendranath Mukhopadhyay, but Swamiji learned that it had not been done so by that time. Ask Sandel, that is Vaikuntanath Sanyal, to write to me in detail on all these household matters. I want to know everything. No work will ever remain stunted for a paltry sum of rupees 100. On the other hand, if you can, pay back to Kedar Babu by borrowing from someone else, and I shall send you the money immediately after hearing from you. The cause of delay in sending money is because you have not yet decided the name of the recipient or the person to the care of whom it can be sent, like cook company or the like. Need an organized society. Let Shashi look after the household affairs, Sandel take charge of money matters and marketing, and Sharat be the secretary, that is, to look after the official correspondence, etc. Make a permanent center. It is of no use making haphazard efforts. Have you understood? A heap of newspapers has piled up. No more needed now. Now I want you to do something significant. If you can build a mutt, monastery. The footnote reads, Swamiji's brother disciples were then staying in a rented, abandoned, dilapidated house at Alam Bazar, Calcutta, known as Alam Bazar Mutt. Swamiji wanted a permanent home for Holy Mother and a central monastery for his brother monks. Footnote ends. Then I shall call you heroes, otherwise you are nothing. Work in consultation with the people of Madras. They have a great capacity for work. Celebrate this year's festival in commemoration of the birth anniversary of Sri Ramakrishna in such a grand way as had never happened before. The less elaborate the feeding episode, the better it is. It is enough if you distribute prasad, that is sanctified food, in earthen bowls to the devotees while they stand in queue. I just read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna by Suresh Dutt. The footnote reads, Sri Suresh Chandra Dutt, a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, had published Paramahansa Ramakrishnair Ukti, Part 1 in 1884 and Part 2 in 1886. And subsequently he collected more teachings of Sri Ramakrishna and published them in 6 volumes. In 1894, Harmohan Mitra compiled them and published the book, which was sent to Swamiji, entitled Srimad Ramakrishna Paramahansa Dever Sankshipta Jivani O Updesh, that is, a short life of Sri Ramakrishna and his teachings. Footnote ends. It is very good except for the crude expressions published by the way of illustration. How shameful. Fie. I am going to write and send you a sketch of Sri Ramakrishna's life, very short, in English. Get it translated into Bengali, print it, and sell it at the festival. Fix some nominal price for it because people do not read if distributed free. Celebrate the festival with great splendor. Accept some collection. It may fetch about 1 or 2,000 rupees, which will come into use for the construction of house etc. for Ma Thakurani. That is all. One must have all-rounded sharp intelligence, then success is sure. Whichever towns or villages you visit, start an association there if you find several people adoring Paramahansa Deva, Sri Ramakrishna. Did you just go wool gathering during your travels through so many villages? All those Hari Sabha type associations. Footnote. In those days, there were many small sects and religious groups dominated by priestcraft. Have to be gradually brought into our fold. Well, what can I tell you? I wish if I could but get another demon like me. Thakur, that is Sri Ramakrishna, will bring all such people in time. I still cannot depend upon you all. If there is potential, it has to be manifested. What do I tell you? I have to work with fools only. You people become an eloquent orator when you gossip and tell useless stories. But when it comes to real work, you are obsessed with the spirit of renunciation. To lead an easy-going life, you say, Ene thou boshe mari, that is, fetch it for me and I shall eat. But when there is a call for work, you say, we are all independent. Who obeys whom? Is it so? You bunch of idlers? Look, if you want any good to come for yourself here or hereafter, then bundle up all desires for pleasures, laziness, ego, etc. and throw it in the Ganga. And do as I say. As I spit on mukti and bhakti. Fie on you self-seekers. Get out of my sight. This is the only way in the world. Paropakaraya hi satam jivitam pararthe pragya utsrujet. Footnote. The good live for others alone. The wise man should sacrifice himself for others. This is from Hitopadesha. I do my own good only by doing good to others. There is no other way at all, none whatsoever. How shall I make you understand this? Stupids, born indolents, ignorant fools, a band of self-seekers. You cry, Oh God, please give me this and that. Oh God, you stupid, God will do this and that for you, and what will you do? Enjoy your easy life? When has God ever done such things, you fool? You are God, I am God, and man is God. It is these man gods who are doing everything in this world. Is God sitting high up on a tree, you fools? That much is the limit of your intellect. And with that, you are jostling, quarreling, and envying each other. If you want any good to come, give up all that and get to work. Those who cannot do that, send them away. Vimal, the son-in-law of Kali Krishna Thakur, has sent me a book written by Shashi Sandel, that is Sanyal, and has written that the financial condition of the Shashi Babu is very bad. Hence, if some people of this country, that is America, help to promote the sale of that book. Brother, the book is in Bengali language. What help can the people of this land do? Vimal is the son-in-law of a rich man, yet he himself cannot help. While I never have a father-in-law, what help can I do, my dear? Reading that book, Vimal has come to know that all the people of this world are impure and that they are, by their very nature, debarred from having a jot of religion, and that only a handful of Brahmins in India have the sole right to religion. And among these again, Shashi Sandel and Vimal Charan are the sun and the moon, so to say. Bravo! What a powerful religion indeed, especially in Bengal. That sort of religion is quite easy to preach, and there is no easier way than that. Their understanding of the whole truth about austerities and spiritual exercises is, in a nutshell, I am pure and all the rest are impure. I say that is a beastly religion, demonic religion, hellish religion that is indeed. If the American people are unfit for religion, if it is improper to preach religion here, Why then do you ask their help? On one hand, he is vociferous on non acceptance, and on the other, he wails throughout the book that nobody gives him anything. Vimal has come to the conclusion that since all the Indians do not pour their wealth on the feet of Shashi Sanyal and Vimal, India's doom is knocking at the door, because Shashi Babu knows the very subtle explanation of it. And after going through it, Vimal is convinced that none else but him is pure in this world. What is the remedy for such a disease? Well, I say you rather ask Shashi Babu to go to Malabar, a part of present Kerala. The Raja there has robbed the lands of his subjects and offered it at the feet of Brahmins. There are big religious organizations in every village where sumptuous meals are provided, supplemented by presents in cash. And oh, the pompous ways of sexual enjoyments. Right from the maidservants to the queen, all want to have sex exclusively with Brahmins. And then the Brahmins will bathe immediately after having sex because every caste other than the Brahmin is impure. So touching them at any other time is a great sin, except only at the time of having sex. Such wicked monks and Brahmins have brought the country to rack and ruin, always shouting, "Give, give," with the intent to cheat people. And these rascals pose as preachers of religion. They would take money and gifts from all kinds of people, would inflict the greatest harm on them through such debauchery, and yet at the same time shout, "Don't touch me, don't touch me," those rascals. And what great things have they been doing? If a potato happens to touch a brinjal, footnote, the touching of potato with brinjal is a metaphor that Swamiji used to express the weird behavior of fanatic Brahmins, who often used to raise issues out of nothing and thereby threatened people in order to exploit them in the name of religion. If a potato happens to touch brinjal, they would shout and behave in such a way that the universe is going to be doomed at any moment. If people do not cleanse their hands 14 times with clay, will their 14th generation go to hell or 24 generations? They have been concocting scientific explanations for such trivial matters for the last 2000 years. Meanwhile, 1/4 of the people are starving. They marry off their 80-year-old girl to 30-year-old man, and the parents eagerly wait her pregnancy. If someone prohibits them from doing so, they say, "We will lose our religion." What sort of religion have they, who want to see their 8-year-old girls conceive and offer scientific explanations for it? Many, again, lay the blame on the Mohammedans. Is it their fault indeed? Just read all Griya Sutras. Footnote. Griya Sutras are ancient manuals of the domestic, that is, Griya religious ceremonies to be performed by both male and female householders. Hastat yonimna guhati, and see what is given as the marriageable age of a girl. There is expressly stated that a girl must be married before attaining puberty. The entire Griya Sutras enjoin this. Remember the Ashwamedha Yajna? The footnote reads, Ashwamedha Yajna is the grandest of the Vedic religious rites of ancient India, performed by a king to celebrate his paramountcy over other kings. Footnote ends. Tadanantaram Mahishim Ashwasannidho Patayet. The footnote, that is, after that the queen should be brought near the sacrificial horse. Reference Shrauta Sutra of Ashwalayan, Ashwamedha sacrifice portion. Footnote ends, etc. And the host of men known as Hota, Pota, Brahma, Udgata and others used to be involved in orgy with the maidservants of the king in a state of intoxication. It is there in all the Brahmanas, and all the commentators admit them. How can you deny? Oh, brother, I heaved a sigh of relief to learn that Lord Ram singly performed the Ashwamedha Yajna when Janaki, that is Mother Sita, was sent in exile to the forest. Footnote, reference Valmiki Ramayana, 7th book, 92nd chapter. What I mean by telling you all this is that in ancient times there were many good as well as vulgar things. The good things are to be retained, and the India that is coming up, the future India, will be much greater than ancient India. The day Ramakrishna was born, from that day itself is the advent of
the modern India, the golden age, and you are the ones to inaugurate this golden age. With this conviction, get into the field of action. This is the reason when you call Ramakrishna an avatar, incarnation, and at the same time say, I know nothing, I say you are liars, cheats, and false to the backbone. If Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is true, you are also true, but you must demonstrate it. If anybody poses himself as Ishwar Koti, a godlike soul, and tries to create troubles, etc., throw him out once and for all. All of you have tremendous power in you. The atheist has nothing but rubbish in him. Those who are believers are heroes. Their tremendous power will manifest. The world will be swept before them. Sympathy and help to the poor. Man is God, Narayana. In Atman there is no distinction of male and female, no distinction of Brahmin or Kshatriya, and the like. Brahmadi Stamba Paryanta Narayana. All is Narayana from the Brahma, the creator, down to a clump of grass. The worm is less manifested and Brahma is more manifested. Every action that helps a being manifest its divine nature more and more is good. Every action that retards it is evil. The only way of getting our divine nature manifested is by helping others to do the same. If there is inequality in nature, still there must be equal chance for all. Or if greater for some and for some less, the weaker should be given more chance than the strong. In other words, the necessity of education is much greater for a Chandal than for a Brahmin. If the son of a Brahmin needs one teacher, then son of a Chandal needs 10, because greater help must be given to him whom nature has not endowed with a better intellect from birth. Helping the privileged is madness. The poor, the downtrodden, the ignorant, let these be your God. There is that dreadful quagmire before you. Watch out, many fall into it and die. The quagmire is this, that the present religion of the Hindus lies not in the Vedas, nor in the Puranas, not in Bhakti, nor in Mukti. The religion has entered into the cooking pot. The present religion of the Hindus is neither in discrimination nor in reason. It is in Chut Marga, don't touchism. Don't touch me, don't touch me. That is all. See that you do not lose your lives in this dire irreligion of don't touchism. The teaching Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, looking upon all beings as my own self. Should it be confined to books only? Those who cannot offer a crumb of bread to a hungry mouth, how will they confer salvation to others? Those who think they would become impure at the mere breath of others, how will they purify others? Chut Marga, don't touchism, is a form of mental disease. Beware. All expansion is life, all contraction is death. All life is expansion, all selfishness is contraction. Love is therefore the only law of life. He who loves lives, he who is selfish is dying. Therefore, love for love's sake. Because it is the only law of life, just as you breathe to live. This is the secret of selfless love, selfless action, etc. Do not let this letter go public. Try to help Shashi Sandel if you can in any way. He is a very liberal man, steadfast in his pursuit, but only he has a narrow heart. It is not in the lot of everyone to feel for the misery of others. O Lord, O Lord, of all incarnations, Chaitanya was the greatest, but he lacked in knowledge. In the Ramakrishna Avatara, there are knowledge, devotion, and love. Infinite knowledge, infinite love, infinite work, infinite compassion for all beings. You all have not yet understood him. Shrutva penam vedana chaiva kaschit. That is from Gita 2.29. Even after hearing about him, most people do not understand him. What the whole Hindu race has thought in ages, he lived in one life. His life is the living commentary to the Vedas of all nations. People will come to know this by degrees. My old watchword, struggle up to light. Onward, that is all. Das, yours in service, Narendra. Om Tat Sat.